I am not real. We are myths. And I am a gift to you from your ancestors. Art is the only thing that will never depreciate. Inventors of writing rule time, claim hearts, administrates justice, scavenges graveyards, reckons the calendar. Lord Artifice is a terrifying healer, vies to a delicate balance between order and chaos, saving the universe, and never lives to bear the fruit of its pure intent. Consciousness. To ignore or downplay her story devitalizes history itself. You and I have a similar problem, where we are technically gifted, as well as symbolists. With the art market today, we need a really cool dealer that has an in with really cool collectors, and unfortunately they are not easy to locate because they are relatively selective in their circle, due to a lot of people thinking they can find shortcuts in the financial world. Since art and money can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to create than to enslave. One who becomes an artist through the favor of the people should always keep on good terms with them, which should be easy to do, since all we ask is to not be oppressed. A business culture, used to acting in one way, never changing, must come to ruin when everything changing brings feelings no longer in harmony with their ways. The need for song will always remain. The rock on which money sank is that it could no longer control the responsibility. Because when a war economy fails to assimilate struggling, invalidated, prodigal youths like Charles Manson, to repeat the frustrations quite famously demonstrated in Adolf Hitler, it risks losing its prospective citizens who could have established their value in its nation's cultural integrity to a neurological micro-war spasm known to Century 21 to take the form of witch hunts on the grounds of alleged terrorism. Unfortunately, assessing the asylum of consumerism's tolerance to test potential profit margins on young millennial guinea pigs, evolving from its older sibling guinea pig subjects of the Y2K complacency experiment. Every individual innately possesses some form of a totally perceived inferiority complex, and it is an inferiority complex more than money that is truly the seniority complex in the root of all evil. War is an age lacking time to process a necessary amount of information. Human perception is the least understood of all our seven carnal sensae. Who are we? What are we doing here? Where are we going? Format Obscura is a love letter to whom it may concern, testing human moral imagination, where we've lived and worked all our lives. It won't be uncritical in its reflexive anodyne, but when we look through a historical lens of public relations, propaganda, human art, and imagination, what do we see? The origins of consciousness, through what we have created. Your chimpanzee electricity sucks. See? I am the Israeli hit squad, pretending not to know that I don't care for any silk cravats, ruby studs, satin spates. No.
Blame.
All
I guess
care
that is the
about
aim of the
love.
maturity of democracy
Banks
in
are too
American
silly for
politics.
money.
For it cannot yet identify a relationship between our profits and the inflation of their own children's living expenses. It seems as though we can do anything we damn well please. This is a culture of willing receptacle complacency. They cannot be put in charge of themselves until something significant makes itself known. We have no choice but to tax their opinions, and if someone wants to stand on a pulpit It will only be by rules we have outlined. One can only seek out a public identity if they are passionately lamenting the death of privacy. If you come full of complaint, vexed by some tweaker guilty of ruining your life with identity theft, or by bomb threats, full body searches at your child's baseball game, they just want to make sure they can blame someone. They won't need to stand up for their rights as long as they have a gun. I have Richard Dawkins on payroll, making these Atlantean obsessed in resolving this problem through alleged DNA mutation. He will take a full load in the face, never flinching. He does well to make them look like fat ass charlatan baboons. So demonized is meth. These atheists do well making spirit look like an impossible science that even myth is equally as demonized, and no one even remembers what it was made for, or that we stole their Adderall from Hitler. I have seen to it that these problems are so expansive. Anyone with enough self-assurance as well as the energy to willfully sweep themselves into drowning in the adversity inevitable in our dilemma of the 21st century. Remembering cause and effect in human society outside of publicly traded evolution. Anyone who can make it through this maze of speculation deserves to destroy us.
If don't offend. Huge dealers like Gogoshan launder money through nepotistic ally-selected brand artists who tend to show kitsch as a means to enrage talented individuals. Rockefeller is alive and toxic. They want people like us to feel intimidated, and resign our message to shame in our grave. It's because economics has not yet found a way to really profit off of us. If we can sell a piece for several figures, there's nothing stopping us from finding alternative collectors on our own or finding alternative more accomplished dealers. So magazines, like Art Forum, make glamorous high glossy print of their caged animal artists. Sell crap, and for an outrageous amount of money, so they can sniff their